No. What do you think it will be?
I think they're really
That would make sense. I spent all my time going over the latest hospital days, and I have not looked at this.
that would be. Yeah, I don't know.
I think they'll end up saying yes.
I think so. We can
Exhibit A, I did
the idea
part of.
if that is a concern, I don't know. And I went to a meeting with them, after it's done, and that would be an agreement.
I had a.
Seems like you're going to it. Because
I had a couple.
enough of an argument. Because like we can go in there. It sounds super shady.
It does. Yeah, we're going to move this to here because we want to control that without anybody saying anything. Yeah.
So I think that's the leverage we have, and if we can use that to get them to compromise.
Everybody good?
Yeah, I didn't think that.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the first Arvada City Council meeting for the 2026 year. Today, January 6th. I will call upon Councilmember Davis for the moment of reflection and the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please join me in a moment of silent reflection. And now for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Ms. Rush, if you'll do the roll call.
Mayor Simpson?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Mormon?
Happy New Year.
Councilmember Ambrose? Councilmember Davis?
Happy New Year.
Councilmember Pfeiffer?
Here.
Councilmember Griffith?
Here.
Councilmember Levison?
Here.
Councilmember Pfeiffer.
I'd like to make a motion to excuse Councilmember Ambrose from tonight's business meeting.
All right. All votes are cast. That passes 6-0. Councilmember Ambrose is an excused absence. Next, we have the approval of the minutes for December 16, 2025. Are there any corrections or edits to the record? Seeing none, those stand approved. We have recognitions and communications. We have one this evening for the proclamation for the National Radon Action Month. I believe this will be presented by Councilmember Levison.
Awesome. I'd like to invite those accepting the proclamation to please come forward to the podium, along with any colleagues, friends, or family members joining this evening. And we'll begin just inviting you to share a few remarks and ideally including the easiest way for residents to have their home tested. And then following your comments, I'll read the proclamation and then step down and personally present it to you.
Okay, thank you. So just to start off, we want to thank the City of Arvada and the City Council for the continued commitment to public health and community awareness. We appreciate your leadership in helping to educate residents about radon risks and the importance of testing and mitigation. Your support plays a meaningful role in protecting the health and safety of our community. The safest way to do is to test all homes, whether it's an apartment or a mobile home or a home. Just test so that you know what your risk is. And we want to thank you for your continued support.
And safety is a non-negotiable, so we are sincerely grateful for the continued education and prevention efforts you provide. Whereas January is National Radon Action Month, and all Jefferson County residents are strongly encouraged to test their homes for radon, and whereas radon is a naturally occurring, invisible, odorless, radioactive gas that is the second leading cause of lung cancer in the United States, contributing to as many as 500 lung cancer deaths in Colorado each year. And whereas any home may have high levels of radon, even if neighboring homes do not, and elevated levels pose a serious health threat to residents. And whereas approximately 50% of Jefferson County homes have radon levels exceeding the EPA recommended action level of 4 PCIL, or picocuries per liter of air, and whereas radon testing is easy and inexpensive, and identified radon problems can be fixed. And whereas all Jefferson County residents are encouraged to protect their families from the serious health risks associated with radon by reducing any elevated radon levels found in their homes, which can be effectively accomplished for the price of a typical home repair. And whereas Jefferson County Public Health, the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, and the American Lung Association are supporting efforts to encourage Americans to test their homes for radon, have elevated levels of radon reduced, and have new homes built with radon-resistant features. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Mayor and City Council for the City of Arvada, Colorado, that January 2026 be designated as Radon Action Month in Arvada.
Thank you. We'll do a quick photo. Yeah, come on. All right, excellent. Next, we have public comment. This is our 3-minute limit public comment. The quick rules of the road for anybody who may be new is that this is your opportunity to present to City Council, not to other members in the audience or anyone who may be watching at home, so please keep your comments directed at us. We always request decorum in the chambers, though this is your opportunity for freedom of speech as well. And then please give your name and address or your neighborhood, what part of town, and just give us something about where you live in Arvada so that we know you are indeed an Arvada resident. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and kick it off with Karen Gerbach, who is a pro at public comment, so do what she does.
Karen Gerbach, 6872 Juniper Court. I'm here to comment on the Climate and Sustainability Action Plan, which I spent part of the weekend reviewing and giving comment on. And I want to ground my feedback in a real local example, which of course you know which I'm talking about. The climate, CASEP, I think is how you say, is built on 5 core goals. First is reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and the site I'm talking about has a methane plume beneath roughly 90% of the 14 acres. Second, stewarding natural resources. Over time, this firmly disturbed land has naturally regenerated. It's a rare wildlife pocket surrounded by residential neighborhoods and the Ralston Creek Trail. Third, supporting a local economy. The project offers minimum permanent employment. Fourth, quality of life. The Ralston Creek Trail is heavily used by residents and visitors who value the peace and restoration the area provides. Finally, community resilience. This is where CASEP faces its greatest challenge. Resistances come from a small but committed core of neighbors with uneven engagement from surrounding communities and trail users who care but don't know how to participate. The gap between interest and involvement is the warning sign. CASEP is a strong vision, but if redevelopment decisions continue to conflict with its principles, the city risks reactive outcomes instead of proactive climate leadership. I urge council to use this plan not just as guidance, but a decision-making standard. On 2 other notes, you're going to be discussing Senate the Bill 26004 that allows for artificial turf for sports fields, and nothing I'm saying tonight disputes that authority. But my concern is legality, is not legality, it is alignment. As you have the CASEP, You're committing to reducing greenhouse gas emissions, stewarding natural resources, strengthening community resilience, and improving quality of life. Now, artificial turf replacement and the original is petroleum-based. Turf fields can be significantly hotter than natural grass, which works against our heat mitigation and public health goals. But this does not mean the project must automatically be rejected. CASIP gives you the opportunity to set clear expectations going forward, requiring lifestyle carbon analysis, incorporating heat mitigation measures, using non-toxic materials, ensuring verified recycling. And the last is on Resolution 26005 on the fuel purchases. All we ask, I urge Council to align those purchases with CASIP goals through fleet transition strategies, alternative
Ms. Gerbach,
fuel pilots.
Your
Okay.
time is up.
Time is up. You got
We
it.
do have the 5-minute if you want to come back for your last point, though. Next, we have Brett Vernon.
Good evening and Happy New Year. I was at the City Council meeting on December 9th where a presentation was made regarding the Jefferson Parkway. I thought I'd share a little bit about that. It was a very compelling presentation. The probable concessionaire for the Jefferson Parkway would be the same owners as the people who own the Northwest Parkway. They recently purchased the Northwest Parkway for $1.2 billion in April of 2024. The estimated cost for the Jefferson Parkway is somewhere between $750 million and $1 billion. It shows how much money is available in this project, which creates some interesting opportunities for the city. The city owns something that this concessionaire wants. We should be able to leverage that desire into some improvements throughout the city that we might not be able to fund otherwise. Traffic improvements throughout Northwest Arvada, improvements to Indiana, and protections for the communities who are going to be impacted by the Jefferson Parkway. There's some big money here, and we're going to have to change the way we think when we're talking about negotiating this contract. This is unlike anything else the city normally does. Also want to throw out a quick thank you since I got a couple seconds. I want to thank Don Wick and Brian Wilkerson for some participation they have, bringing a bunch of people out to our community to help us understand evacuation protocols and what we can do ourselves to improve our survivability in light of a fire. Also want to thank Ken Billups and Clay Tanaka for doing a great job on our parks this year. Very grateful. Anyway, wanted to share those thoughts. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have Craig Haggett. Haggett or Hedgett? Haggett.
My name is Craig Haggett. I'm Vice President of the Arvada Historical Society, and I live at 7850 Oak Street, across from Sierra Elementary. The Arvada Historical Society is the steward of an extraordinary collection, yearbooks, archives, maps, and museum objects that together tell the story of Arvada and the generations of Arvadans who shaped it. Over time, that story has grown so rich and so extensive that we faced a happy challenge. Our collection has outgrown our ability to share it fully with the public. In 2025, we began conversations with the city about a solution, leasing the historic Allen House, which is next to Arvada West High School. These conversations have led us to this evening and the lease before council for consent. With this space, we can finally take care of this invaluable collection as it deserves and open it more fully to the public. So on behalf of the Arvada Historical Society, I want to express our sincere gratitude to the city for partnering with us and to turn this long-held vision into reality. When we open our doors to the public this spring, the Allen House will become a place of discovery, a place where residents can explore their family histories, research their homes and neighborhoods, and trace Arvada's journey from the small agrarian town to the vibrant urban center it is today. We offer our heartfelt thanks to the city and the many, many dedicated people who helped us bring us to this moment. We are excited to welcome the community into this new space and look forward to opening our doors in the months ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next, we have Pat Malone.
Good evening. My name is Pat Malone. I live in Westwoods in Arvada. It's been a while since I've spoken to you, and I thought that early 2026 was a fitting time to give you a little update on some of the 2025 work that's been done by the Arvada Immigrant Partnership teams, and also to get to see the new council members. You may remember this group was formed in November of 2024. We currently have 223 members in our IPT, and an unusually large percentage of them have been active. Here are some of the accomplishments that we've had in this past year. We successfully lobbied our state legislators and testified in support of legislation to strengthen Colorado immigrant rights. This legislation is known as SB 25-276. This year, we'll be contacting public entities like hospitals, libraries, and schools to make sure they're in compliance with the SB 276 requirements. Members participated in Court Watch at the Denver Immigration Courthouse, where immigrants showed up for mandatory check-in appointments at the risk of encountering ICE. We handed out resource information, and they knew that we were there as allies. Members were trained to be confirmers as part of the Colorado Rapid Response Network, ready to show up at suspected raids. We proudly wore our Protect Immigrants buttons and handed out hundreds of Know Your Rights cards as we went through our daily lives. We contacted over 200 Arvada businesses in person and provided them with rights and responsibilities flyers so they can prepare for an ICE visit and protect their employees and customers. Many members donated food and household supplies to an immigrant family that is awaiting an asylum hearing that was granted to them in better times. We provided transportation to a family member's computer class when she could no longer felt safe riding a bus. We're working to make more connections that give us an opportunity to do more work of this nature. To that end, we introduced ourselves to family engagement liaisons at 5 Arvada schools with immigrant students to make them aware of our existence and how we can help families in need. I'm very proud of the work we've done and the support that many of you have individually given us since our formation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Is there anyone else in chambers who would like to give public comment at this time? Seeing none, I will close the public comment and open it to new business. We have 5 items on our consent agenda this evening. They are R26-001, a resolution designing a public place for the posting of notice of meetings for the City Council of the City of Arvada and all boards, commissions, and committees of the City Council of the City of Arvada for the year 2026. R26-002, a resolution authorizing an easement encroachment agreement between the City of Arvada and T.H. Hillcrest LLC for the Hillcrest Loft Developments. R26-003, a resolution authorizing a lease agreement by and between the City of Arvada and the Arvada Historical Society for the property located at 11200 Ralston Road, Arvada, Colorado 80004, also known as the Allen House. R26-004, a resolution authorizing an agreement between the City of Arvada and RMTS Inc., doing business as Rocky Mountain Turf Solutions, for goods and services related to synthetic turf replacement in an amount not to exceed $1,080,000, or $1,080,000, yeah, that's correct, yeah. $1,080,000. R26-005, a resolution authorizing the issuance of a blanket purchase order in the amount of $950,000 to Synergy Petroleum LLC for the purchase of fuel used in city vehicles and equipment. Councilmember Davis.
Are there any questions? Otherwise, I reserve the motion.
Motion is yours.
Thank you. I move that R26-001 through R26-005 be approved.
All votes are cast. That passes 6-0 with Councilmember Ambrose being an excused absence. We have no resolutions or first reading this evening, so that will bring, and no hearing, so that will bring us to the second public portion, comment portion of this evening's agenda. Ms. Gerbach, would you like to come back? All right. Is there anyone else in chambers who would like to give public comment at this time? Seeing none, I will close the second public comment and open it to reports from City Council. Councilmember Davis.
Yes, thank you. I would just like to recognize the work that was done during the high wind event. Arvada Police Department, the Public Works staff worked very closely with CDOT, where we had, on the west side, we had winds upward of 80 to 120 miles per hour that some of us in Arvada did not feel. All of these staffs were out in the elements, and they were out there working very hard and felt very excited about having this work to do and being involved. They were preserving evacuation routes in the event that they had to evacuate parts of Jefferson County, Arvada, and Boulder County. They worked on infrastructure, protecting infrastructure, reducing crashes by limiting the number of commercial motor vehicles that were traveling through the streets, mostly Indiana and Highway 93. CDOT is very appreciative of the work that Arvada provided, of the personnel that we provided. They couldn't say enough about the amount of work that APD and Public Works put out there to support the effort. And I think that we should really recognize our staff. I'm so very proud, as you know, that we have the best staff in the metro area. So thank you so much for all that you do, all the boots on the ground. Parks was out there too. I don't want to ignore that. But certainly want to make sure that the crowd knows and that the public knows that Arvada stepped up to the plate and we knocked it out of the park. So thank you.
Thank you. Any other members of council who would like to give council report? Councilmember Levison.
As the liaison on the bid, just bid board as of our last meeting, just wanted to give a quick update on that. City staff in the bid met with downtown Denver for conversation around resource sharing, really just to look at what's happening now and where we want to go in the future. There will be an alleyway facelift coming up over in Old Town and other improvements, so you can stay tuned with the city for updates on that. And personally, I'm a data and numbers person, so I'd like to see and look forward to hearing the numbers comparing this holiday season to last holiday season and how we were able to support our local businesses. Also, part of the bond oversight, as we know, the 72nd project is on the forefront, so I will continue to share more as I get information on that as well.
Seeing no others, I will just echo the comments. Congratulations to the entire team. I know the win event was unexpected. It came upon quickly. It was a tremendous exercise in our emergency management response, and we are all very proud of you. So thank you very much for that work you did. In addition, congratulations to the Arvada Center. Frozen shattered probably every single record under the book, so a big congrats to them. I know Romeo and Juliet is coming up soon if folks want to get their tickets for that. And Happy New Year, everybody. It's good to be back. I hope everybody enjoyed the break. All right, with that, Mr. Wick, do we have anything from you this evening?
Just briefly, thank you, Mayor Simpson. And Councilmember Davis, thank you for your comments. A couple of things I would like to add to the comments that you and the mayor have made is that our field teams did really perform exceptionally during that, and I think the cooperation and collaboration that we had with CDOT, Jefferson County, other jurisdictions was really exceptional. Something that happens behind the scenes is the preparation on the emergency management side, preparing our emergency operations center to be opened in the event that we need to do that if we exceed the capacity of field resources, and that team, our department directors, were all lined up and ready to go, and there's a lot that our community just doesn't see that the city team really engages in order to ensure the safety and protection of our community. I think a really important thing worth pointing out here is that the CDOT team made some proactive and preventive decisions to close some roads, including Highway 93, and there were others throughout the Front Range and mountain area. But what's important about this is that because of those preemptive decisions that were made, CDOT did not experience property damage, any accidents, any injuries, or fatalities as a result, which could very easily have happened. Anybody that's been around the high wind events knows that these are real situations that CDOT and the State Patrol team deal with, and because of those decisions and our ability to come in and help, really prevented what could be some very tragic situations. And so while it's inconvenient, I think it's really important for everybody to understand that it's a critical function of public safety to engage in all of that. So, you know, on behalf of the city, thank you for your comments, and also thanks to CDOT for the proactive work taken in order to protect everyone. The only other couple of things I have is January 13th, next week, there's a study session at 4 p.m. on short-term rentals, and then that'll be followed by a workshop here in council chambers on a couple of items. One is the proposed rewrite of Chapter 66, Park and Recreation, and also a review of Stormwater 101, which I think you'll find to be a really interesting presentation. So thank you, and we'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Excellent. Ms. Morris, we do have an update from you.
We do. So we are going to go back upstairs for an executive session. I just want to make sure we put on the record the justification for that executive session. So we will be going into executive session to receive instructions to negotiators pursuant to CRS 246402-4E regarding cost projections and negotiations with contractors for the West 72nd Avenue bond project.
All right. With that, council, we are adjourned. I will see you all upstairs.